So what do you mean by formats? Do you know what when I say formats, what it means? All right. You know, in the introductory questions, you always get, few questions which start from how often, or do you often, or you have questions which start from have you ever, or they start from, they have a did word in them. So you have to use the past tense. When was the last time? There'll be one or two questions which begin like this. Or when did you last? There will be one or two questions which begin like this. And then there might be a question, if you could do this, what would you do? Then your at what age would you like your children to drive at? So students, I would like to, ye galat shuru kar dete hain. And then there is the most, and what is the one thing, ye pucha jata hai, what is the one thing you like about your hometown? And and then have you been foreign since wale jo say use karna hai na, how long have you been doing this, have you been? So these are the formats. Sorry. Now, formats are not difficult. They are very easy. And on these formats, the introductory questions, the impression you can lay on the examiner for the introductory question stands. You know what happens? I have seen so many times students come from their speaking and they tell me, ma'am, it went well or it didn't go well. And sometimes students say, ma'am, I was very nervous during the intro sets. I didn't attempt them well, but I did my cue card and my follow-ups very well. And sometimes a student will come and tell me that, ma'am, intro sets went very well, but in cue card I fumbled, and in the follow-up questions also I didn't understand one or two questions. I've seen that those students who do well in the intro sets, they generally get a better grade than those who don't do the intro sets well and do the other two very well, even if they think they've done very well. Like, all right. So intro sets are very important, and intro sets don't carry any guesswork. Okay, they remain the same. So till the time the new file comes out, and there'll be around 10 to 15 new cue cards. The intro sets, you can master all the intro sets from this old file. And then as you get and of course, 80% cue cards will be the same as this file. Only a few will be added. So whatever hard work you have done on this file will never go waste. You don't have to worry on that account. Okay. So when I started teaching, I noticed that if I ask how often question, then, students begin it in the wrong way. And once you begin it in the wrong way, the answer, then, irreparable loss is done, and you cannot, then set it right. All right. So here, should I hide the file, because then it won't be, you can see. Anyways, I've shared this file on the, I think it is there on the portal. Is it there? Somebody of you can tell me.
No, ma'am, it is not there, and not the complete file. Just two formats are there.
नहीं, I think formats वाली फाइल वहाँ होनी चाहिए, सारे formats.
Ma'am, सिर्फ दो ही हैं, how often and do you often.
All right, I'll share this file then. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Today on the portal, I'll check also whether it is there or not. So how often? So how often questions, for example, I asked you, how often do you meet your neighbors? How will you answer it? Yes, Jasmine, would you like to answer? How often do you meet your neighbors? Rohini, please don't do these markings. Please remove the line you've made.
Ma'am, may I?
Yes, yes. Anybody? Yes.
I meet my neighbors regularly, like on daily.
Regularly. Why didn't you straight away answer her very often? I mean, why do you want to do something different and what you think is better?
Ma'am, may I?
it changed the sense of the question, you know. It wasn't wrong English, but it wasn't very correct also.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay, ma'am.
this one.
Yes.
So, so how often do you meet your neighbors? Yes, who would like to answer? Any other
Yes,
student? Yes.
ma'am, may I?
Yes, Jyoti.
I meet my neighbors very often, in fact, every day.
Okay, you said I meet my neighbors very oftenly. Oftenly is no word in the English dictionary. Okay, every one of you, please note that. It is oftenly is no word. Okay, never
May
ever
I?
use it. Okay, so how often questions? Let me first teach you how often questions you can answer. Very often. I meet my neighbors very often. You can say, in fact, daily. I meet my neighbors daily. Also, you can answer. I meet my neighbors once or twice a week. I meet my neighbors once or twice a month. I meet my neighbors very rarely, once or twice a year, once or twice in 6 months. I seldom meet my neighbors. अगर seldom word you use करना है तो ये शुरू में आएगा. I seldom meet my neighbors. Or you can say I never meet my neighbors. Okay? So you can answer in all these ways. In all these ways you can answer how often. But remember, when I ask you how often do you watch TV, and you can say I watch TV very often, in fact daily, that is correct. But if you say I watch TV very often and then you say once or twice a week, for watching TV once or twice a week is not very often. Okay, but if I say how often do you watch a movie in the cinema hall, and then you say very often, in fact once or twice a week, that is correct. Because going to the cinema hall and watching a movie once or twice a week is very often. You get it? So answer logically. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
हाँ, so ये समझ आ गया आपको लॉजिकली का क्या मतलब है. So हर चीज के लिए किसके लिए वेरी ऑफन चाहिए, किसके लिए वेरी रेयरली चाहिए, किसके लिए once or twice in a year, once or twice in 6 months. You can answer like that. Okay? How often do you go for shopping? Yes, Kajal.
I go for shopping once or twice a month.
Once or twice a month. Very good. Okay. Then
Okay,
you
ma'am.
know this much answer is not enough. You should know. You will have to expand later on. Okay. I go for shopping once or twice a month. I go with my mother. We generally buy all the things needed on that one on those days, and then stock things in the home so that we don't have to go every now and then to the market. You can say like that. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Whatever you have to say, you can go on adding. Okay. But
Okay.
just शुरू करने का तरीका बता रही हूँ. Don't think that one line answer is enough and that is done. All right. Okay. How often do you read magazines? Abhishek. आप एक्टिव नहीं हो क्लास में. मुझे मजा नहीं आता ऐसे क्लास लेके. You know, if you are there in the class, be there in the class. Gurkamal, how often do you read magazines?
I read magazines very rarely, as I'm not interested. I'm not much interested in magazines.
Okay.
So I read.
मैं सिर्फ क्वेश्चन का आंसर उठाने का तरीका कर रही हूँ. So यहाँ पे for the time being, you can do one line answers. That will be good. Okay.
Yes.
How often do you go for a walk? Harmanjot. Harnoor, how often do you go for a walk? Harshdeep, Harvinder, Aman Winkle. Who is that Aman Winkle?
I go for a walk daily.
Okay, I go for a walk daily. Good. How often do you eat out? Anybody else? Jasmine, just
I seldom eat.
I seldom eat out. That is also good. Okay. How often do you sing songs? How often do you sing songs? हरविंदर, आप सैर करते करते कर रहे हो और स्पीकिंग क्लास लगा रहे हो? You are killing two
Ma'am, I
birds with
was in
one stone.
kitchen actually.
Huh?
I was in kitchen.
So that's fine. How often do you surf the internet?
I
surf.
surf internet daily.
I surf the internet. The question अच्छे से सुना करो. Okay. All right. Now, how often का concept clear हो गया?
Yes,
Now,
ma'am.
one more
Yes.
thing. In how often questions, the word often will not come in the answer. Only on one occasion it can come when you say very often. Otherwise, the word often does not come. And you know what I noticed was if there was a how often question, students used to start I often. And then they used to try to, undo the laws they had done, but it was not possible. So how often will have word often in the answer? Only when you have to say very often. Okay. Now the next format is do you often. The same questions can be asked in the do you often format. Now in the do you often format, the answer can be yes, or it can be no. Yes, I often, or it can be no, I don't often. In do you often questions, the word often has to come in the answer. Okay. Do you often questions, the word often has to come in the answer. So like if the examiner says, do you often visit relatives? Then you will say, yes, I often visit relatives. I visit them once or twice a week. No, I don't often visit relatives. In fact, I visit them once or twice in 6 months. Okay. Do you often will always have the word often in the answer. Okay. Do you often go for a walk, Anudeep?
Ma'am, could you please repeat the question? Do you often
Go for
visit
a
the
walk.
relatives?
Do you often go for a walk? I asked. Do you
Yes,
often-
I often go for a walk on regular basis.
Yes, I often go for a walk. Here, you on regular basis, if you add in the same sentence, your sentence becomes wrong. Okay.
Oh, thank you. Okay.
In how often you can add that. Okay. But in do you often? Yes, I often go for a walk. Then I go for a walk regularly in the mornings, or every day in the mornings. You can say like that. Okay. Do you often listen to music? Dhinchak
Thank
Pooja.
you.
Do you often listen to music? Who is Dhinchak Pooja? यहाँ पे नाम अजीब अजीब लिखते हो आप. Do you often anybody else? Pooja, would you like to answer?
Yeah, ma'am.
Yes, you can. Yes, you may.
Can you repeat the question?
कौन सा था भाई, आप याद करा दो. मेरे सामने तो बहुत खुले पड़े. And my memory is like that. Do you often listen to music? I think. Do you often listen to music?
Yes, I often listen to music. In my daily schedule, I listen music when I do reading and any other concentrating subjects.
आपने oftenly बोला कि नहीं? मुझे
मैम बोला.
हाँ, वो गलत है. मैंने आज अभी क्लास में बोल के हटी हूँ. Oftenly कोई word नहीं है. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
Do you often buy gifts for your siblings? Anybody else? Do you often buy gifts for your siblings?
Yes, I often buy gifts for my siblings once or twice in 6 months.
I
Ma'am,
buy. ये पूरा sentence दोबारा बोलो. I buy gifts for them once or twice in 6 months. Okay? ये often है. चलो ठीक है. बहन भाई के लिए 6 महीने में 1-2 गिफ्ट लेने often नहीं होते. Okay?
Okay.
Do you often visit museums?
I don't often visit museum and
Museums. When
museums.
the examiner uses an S, you must use the S. Okay, good.
Yeah.
No, I don't often visit museum. Very good. All right. Now the third format is have you ever. Have you ever को समझ लो. Have you ever, अगर आपने इसका नेगेटिव में आंसर देना है तो 4 वर्ड्स के साथ शुरू होएगा. No, I have never. Okay. Have you ever, all right, I'll ask somebody. Have you ever eaten Chipotle? Harnoor, are you there? Aman?
Yes, ma'am.
Harnoor bolo. Have you ever eaten Chipotle?
Yes, ma'am. I once tried it.
Where? Do you get Chipotle in India?
Mom, when I like visited my cousins in USA at that time.
Okay, okay. So you've been to US. That is why you could answer like that. Yes, I tried. Acha, positive answer may there is no format. Then you can say anything, but उसमें ever word नहीं आएगा. Is that clear? In positive answer, there will not be any word ever. Okay. So have you ever met a celebrity? बच्चे और भी आओ ना, अपनी इनपुट दो. ऐसे मजा नहीं आता. ऐसे लगता है मैं 2-3 की क्लास. Yes. Have
No,
you
I
ever met a celebrity?
no, I have never met a celebrity.
Yes, very good. No, I have never met a celebrity. Okay. Have you ever played ice hockey?
No, I have
No,
never played ice hockey.
Very good. Have you ever bunked school?
No, I
I have never bunked.
No, I have never bunked school. Okay. Have you ever driven a car?
No, I have never driven a car.
never driven
So,
cars.
अगर आपने positive, have you ever been to Australia?
No, I have never been to Australia.
ठीक है. तो ये हो गया आपका have you ever. पर positive answer देना है. जैसे चिपोटले में उसने आंसर दिया था. Yes, I have tried chipotle once. Okay, when I visited my cousins in the US, I tried it. It's a Mexican dish. Okay, chipotle. Have you heard of it before, most of you, or not?
No, ma'am.
No,
Yes,
ma'am.
No,
I'll
ma'am.
tell you, I'll tell you what chipotle is. Supposing you make rice on a Monday and थोड़े से बच जाए, put them in the fridge. अगले दिन आप राजमा बनाते हो. There are some rajma left over, red kidney beans. You put them in the fridge. Then the next day you make vegetable mixed veg. There is some leftover. You put it in the fridge. Then you make some chutneys like green chutney and some other chutneys. You put them in the fridge if they are leftover. Okay. Then you make something else also. It's leftover. Put it in the fridge. Then you take a bowl, mix all those things, put some chutneys on top, and chipotle is ready. Okay.
Wow, ma'am, what is the dish?
Chipotle. Yes, it's really yummy. Okay, I've tried it so many times. When I go there, I always have. Okay. Okay. Did questions. Now the next format is did. Did questions. When the examiner asks you any question, there will be 3 or 4 did questions. And you know, examiners ke bhi haath tied hai. Agar aapne past tense, if you have used the past tense verb correctly, they will have to give you the band score for that. Okay. So why did you choose those subjects?
I chose these subjects.
I chose. Okay. Why did you run fast?
I ran fast.
Why did you buy the phone?
I bought the
I
phone.
ran
Why did you bring your lunch?
I brought
Why did you lose your temper?
I lost
Lost my temper.
Why did you lend money?
I lent it.
money.
Lend ka lend. Okay. Why did you grow up in a village?
I grew up
I
in
grew up in
I
a
grew
Grew
up
up.
in
Okay.
the village.
Why did you burn your hand?
I burned
I burned
Why did you cut the
hand.
apple? Why did you cut the apple?
I cut apple.
Then okay. So आपको समझ आ गया did question का?
Yes,
ma'am.
yes, ma'am.
हाँ. So there will not be one. There will be more than one. Okay, believe me. Okay, and the key to scoring or picking up the answers well, this also adds to your fluency. You know, if you pick up the question nicely, then it adds to your fluency, and the intro sets will go very well. Okay. I hope all of you are understanding this class and you are enjoying it also. Are you finding
Yes,
it enjoyable
Yes,
or
ma'am.
boring?
Yes, ma'am.
Definitely.
Okay. Then did questions there. Then when was the last time? Okay. When was the last time you bought vegetables? When was the last time? ये the से शुरू करना answer. The last time I
The last
was
time
है
I
ना, तो
bought
The last time I
vegetables.
bought the vegetable
the last time I bought vegetables was
today.
yesterday, was last Monday.
Ma'am, it cannot be today.
It can be today morning.
Okay.
Oh, it can be, of course. Okay.
Because I bought, yes.
Yes, you can say when was the last time you bought vegetables? The last time I bought vegetables was today morning. वो तो
Okay,
निकल गया ना time, तो was में आ जाएगा. Okay. When was the last time you met your neighbors? G.
The last time
The last time I met my neighbor
Was
in the morning.
was
In the
today morning, was yesterday evening, कुछ भी बोल सकते हो. Okay. When was the last time you ate Maggie?
The last time I
I
ate
ate
Maggie was yesterday.
यार सारे बोल रहे हो, मुझे कुछ नहीं सुना. I don't know. ये सुना है मुझे. How do I
Only a
know?
voice.
the answer
last
correct?
time I ate Maggie in evening.
The last time I ate Maggie. आगे
Yesterday
The
morning.
last time I ate
Evening.
Maggie was yesterday.
was yesterday.
Was
yesterday बोल सकते हो, ठीक है. Evening बोल सकते हो, yesterday morning बोल सकते हो, जो भी मर्जी, ठीक है. When
Ma'am,
was the last time?
was last week बोल सकते हैं
हाँ,
last
the last
week.
time I ate Maggie was last week.
Okay.
Okay, last Monday was last Tuesday was last Wednesday, कुछ भी बोल सकते हो.
2 days
Okay.
before.
हाँ, the day before ऐसे भी बोल सकते हो. When was the last time you hugged your mother? Gagan.
The last time I the last time I hugged my mother was 1 month before.
1 month ago, before me. Okay.
1
And
month
hugged है ना, hugged बोलना है, hug नहीं, hugged. क्योंकि when was the last time you hugged, examiner ने आपको past tense लगा के दिया है इसमें, वही आएगा आंसर. ठीक है. When was the last time you went to Chandigarh?
Excuse me, ma'am. I have
Yes.
it down. Ma'am, we have to use second form of the verb here or the third form?
ये थर्ड फॉर्म है, ये पैसिव में ही क्वेश्चन है ना.
Because we were using 8, so I was confused that we
ये
have to use second
जैसे
form.
क्वेश्चन है, देखो क्वेश्चन में जो फॉर्म लगी वही फॉर्म आनी है आंसर.
Okay, ma'am.
When was the last time you bought vegetables? The last time I bought vegetables. वही आया ना verb.
Okay, ma'am.
When was the last time you wrote an essay? Jagriti.
The last time I wrote an essay was yesterday.
Was yesterday. Good. When was the last time you bought a bouquet of flowers? Yes. When was the last time you bought a bouquet of flowers?
the last time I bought
Last
a
time,
bouquet of flowers was yesterday.
The last time I bought a bouquet of flowers was yesterday. Good. When was the last time you visited your relatives, Vipul?
Sorry, ma'am. Could you
When
please?
was the last time you visited your relatives?
The last time I visited my relatives was last week.
Very good. Perfect. Okay. These are, believe me, these are 9-band answers. Of course, you will have to add more sentences, but the beginning of the answer is perfectly correct. All right. So when was the last time? Next format is when did you last? The same question. When did you last buy vegetables? अब इसमें did है ना past tense, तो अगला form buy, that is first form लगेगा, एक second form दो नहीं आते एक ही sentence में, तभी पिछले sentences में जो आया ना वो third forms है. When did you last buy vegetables? अब इसका आंसर कैसे शुरू होएगा? When did you last buy vegetables? Did हो गया साथ में.
I bought vegetables yesterday.
The last
I
time
last
I bought
bought vegetables
last-
yesterday.
I last
I
bought
bought.
vegetables yesterday. Yeah, I last bought vegetables yesterday.
I last bought vegetables yesterday. Okay, ma'am.
When did you last write an essay?
I last wrote an essay yesterday.
Very good. When did you last eat Maggie?
I last ate Maggie
I last
yesterday.
ate Maggie yesterday.
Very good. So you got the hang of the formats. Just practice them with anyone. You know, when I started teaching, after I think 6 or 8 months, I started taking out the questions which were there in the intro sets, and I made this. And then, you know, my students, they, ma'am, please give us a printout. I said, who will you practice it with at home? I'll practice it with anyone. I'll practice it with myself in front of the mirror. I'll practice it with my dog. I'll practice it with anybody, but I'll practice these for sure. And really it helped. It has helped. These formats have helped the students over the years. Okay. Now, if you could, okay, if you could change one thing in your hometown, what would it be?
If I could change one thing in my hometown, it would be the drainage system.
Very good. Okay, that is it. If you win a lottery, what would you do?
If I won a lottery, I would.
Vipul, win, or if I win a lottery आएगा, if के बाद second form नहीं आएगा. If you win a lottery, what would you do? Or win or WON की pronunciation क्या है? Tell me. What is the pronunciation of WON?
One.
One.
हाँ, कई बच्चे इसको won बोलते हैं, and it's very wrong pronunciation won. Okay, it is win. It's one, not won. Okay, ये मैं आपको दिखा रही हूँ. Just see, can you see my dictionary?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
One.
One.
Okay, that is it. You know, I had students इनको ना ये pronunciation problems थी. I told them to download this dictionary, and जैसे there is this sentence, he retained a childlike sense of wonder. पहले खुद पढ़ना है, फिर इसकी पूरे की pronunciation सुननी है.
He retained a childlike sense of wonder.
And then I told the student to repeat it immediately after that. And this really, you can also try it. Okay, it really helps. Okay. All right. So next is, at what age would you like your children to drive at?
I would prefer to drive my children age 18.
इसका मतलब पता है क्या है? I would prefer to drive. मतलब मैं prefer करूंगा अपने बच्चों को drive करूं. This is a very wrong picking up of this.
Okay.
At
I would
what
prefer
age,
let them.
at what age would you like your children to drive at? I would like my children. You का I हो जाएगा, your का my हो जाएगा. I would like my children to drive at the age of 18. समझ आया?
I always get confused.
पहले विपुल आप बताओ, आपको समझ आए?
जी मैम,
ठीक
बिल्कुल.
है. What kind of food would you like your children to eat? Now answer it, Vipul. What kind of food would you like your children to eat?
I would like my children to eat homemade food.
Very good. Yes. What stories would you like your grandmother to tell you? Rohini.
Ma'am, can you please repeat the question?
Sure. What stories would you like your grandmother to tell you?
I would like to. Sorry,
देखा, ये गलत शुरू हुआ है.
I would like my grandmother to tell.
Like my grandmother to tell fairy tales.
To tell me fairy tales. Okay. What newspaper would you like your friends to read? Rohini, try this. What newspaper would you like your friends to read?
I would like my friends to read economic.
I would like my friends to read
Hindustan Times.
Hindustan Times. Okay. What books would you like your children to read?
I would like my children to read storybooks.
Okay.
Confidence.
What holiday destination would you suggest your friend to go to?
I would suggest my friend to go to Europe.
Good. What gift would you like your friend to give you?
I would like my friend to give me a watch.
Very good. Okay. then sometimes the examiner will ask you questions which will have the most in them. What do you like the most about your city? अब इसको भी ना बच्चे गलत शुरू कर देते हैं, I would like the most, ये भी गलत हो जाता है. The most को end पे लाना, बस ये mind में रखना. I would like, what do you like the most about your city? I like the shopping center of my city the most. Okay, then your answer will not be flawed. Okay, what do you like in your house or apartment the most? I like my room in my house the most. I like my own room in my apartment the most. I like the sitting room in my apartment the most. Okay, I like the garden in my apartment the most. I like the backyard in my apartment the most, where I have made a kitchen garden. तो ये सारे आपको समझ
मैम
आते हैं. हाँ.
मैम उसको ऐसे चेंज कर सकते हैं. द फेवरेट प्लेस वुड बी, माय फेवरेट प्लेस इन माय हाउस वुड बी, ऐसे करके नहीं बोल सकते.
अब आप वुड भी करोगे तो ये आंसर गलत नहीं हो जाएगा?
ओ नहीं, हाँ.
Will be future tense.
पता है क्या, सी
हाँ जी.
बहुत तरीके से आंसर दे सकते हो. दिस इज नॉट द ओनली वे दैट आई एम टीचिंग यू, यू नो, बट दिस इज अ फूल प्रूफ वे जो एवरेज बच्चा गलती नहीं करे. ठीक है. अब मैंने क्या देखा है, व्हाट आई हैव सीन जनरली, माय पर्सनल एक्सपीरियंसेस, कि जो बच्चे थोड़े वीक होते हैं ना, वो डरते हैं और वो ये बातें अच्छे से करते हैं और उनका पेपर अच्छा चला जाता है. और जो अच्छे होते हैं ना ऑलरेडी, वो थोड़ा ज्यादा अच्छा करने के चक्कर में फंबल कर जाते हैं कई बार और गड़बड़ कराते हैं. So my very average students have got a 7.5 in speaking and very good also have got a 7.5 in speaking. जबकि उनसे much better English है. समझ गए? तो very average वाले 8 8.5 भी लाए हुए हैं by preparing well. Okay? हाँ जी, और पूछो.
मैम एक क्वेश्चन था, like in speaking we sometimes use as मतलब to fill the gap.
Yeah, that is a way of speaking. You know, if it comes naturally to you, don't use it too very often. Then it will look odd.
Thank you, ma'am.
Once or twice is okay. Okay.
मैम
When
कर
I
सकते
generally
हैं.
do conversation, when you generally talk to each other, अगर आप generally, you know this, you know, I generally, पर वो इतना informal लगता है. Don't go that informal. Once or twice is okay अगर आपको आदत है मुंह से निकल जाए, पर ज्यादा हो गया तो गड़बड़ हो जाए. ठीक है. But don't be very conscious. अगर आपके मुंह से निकल गया, conscious नहीं होना. See your face expressions, your smile, your calmness, all this goes a long way in getting your bands. ठीक है.
Okay, ma'am.
All right, any questions? And now I'll you know, the new cue cards, as if any one of you has any known person who is taking the exam, I think first date of September is 3rd September. मैंने तो भरवाए नहीं आपसे पेपर 3rd का, पर अगर किसी आपके known या किसी friend ने या किसी acquaintance ने 3rd का पेपर भरा है, तो please help us by collecting the new cue cards. Those students tell us, you know, that is why it takes us 5 to 7 days to compile. But I've seen on the internet many people start posting Makkad cue cards, and they are all fake. Don't come into anybody's words. Okay. When I'll be getting them ready, I'll tell you at number 1. Okay. And some people were asking me about the ideas file. My daughter has, you know, spent one whole year writing that book. She has compiled it. It is a very nice book. Most probably she'll put it up in a day or two on the site for as a PDF form for purchasing. And there'll be some, you know, offer also with it. So you can just check on the website for the ideas. Many students were asking me when that file will be ready, because they were really, have any of you attended my ideas class, ideas for essays?
No, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
So that whole book is now ready. So if you go through the ideas from there, many students are asking ideas नहीं आते. वो बड़े font में खुल्ले लिखे हुए हैं, only points. The essays are written on the top, then the points for the essays are written. So that book is going to be very, very helpful, not just for writing, even for speaking. And it is not meant only for the IELTS students. It is also helpful for the PTE, TOEFL, GRE, and the other English exams which have essays in them. Everyone will be benefited from that book. Okay.
So ma'am, that book will be only PDF format?
No, we'll get it printed also, but that will take time.
Okay, ma'am.
But with the PDF format, I'll be giving, one essay feedback, one correction for free with that. So if you purchase it from the website, and then your email will come in that, you'll in our system, and then you can send one essay correction over there. And that my daughter will be putting up whatever offer she has to put up, she'll be putting up over there. Okay.
Okay,
So
ma'am.
that everybody, it is not going to be put up as a very costly file also. So I would suggest, please don't share it, and don't do that to me. Okay. If you purchase it, you get your offer with it. The offer will not be passed to the ones who just pick it up by sharing. Don't share the file also. That is a humble request to you. All right. Then
Excuse
I
me.
conclude this class.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
मैंने 23 सितंबर का एग्जाम फिल किया है, तो मे बी 17 to 1 अक्टूबर के बीच में मेरी स्पीकिंग आए, तो तब तक क्यू कार्ड आ जाएंगे?
कौन सी 50? हाँ, 100%.
15 के बाद,
हाँ,
15 सितंबर.
हाँ, उससे पहले पहले आ जाएंगे, आपको कराएंगे हम सारे, डोंट वरी. मैंने क्लास में
Okay.
जैसे जैसे पता चलते गए ना, we'll be discussing them. Next Wednesday class, we'll be discussing any new one Q cards we come to know. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Yes, we'll be doing them. Don't worry. पुरानी फाइल पूरी कर लो, नई फाइल के हम करा देंगे अपने स्टूडेंट्स को. That is my promise to you. All right?
Yes.
मैम,
हाँ, बोलो.
ये जो PDF है ये GT वालों के लिए भी एप्लीकेबल है, राइट?
For everyone.
ओके.
ठीक है.
मैम,
हाँ.
मैम पुराने वाले क्यू कार्ड्स पोर्टल पे मिल जाएंगे जो आपने
पुराने वाले तो सबके पास है फाइल. Everybody has it, I think now. Okay. You can ask anybody in the group, they'll share it. But please, जब new file आए तो उसको पहले 1 महीने share मत करना. Okay? कई बच्चों को बहुत सोशल, आप हमारे स्टूडेंट्स को, हम जिन्होंने भी पे करा है सबको पर्सनली हम शेयर कर देते हैं, बट प्लीज डोंट शेयर इट फर्दर. ओके
मैम.
ऑल राइट, सी यू, बाय.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.